is Halloween, October 31st, so I thought it was fit to dedicate an entire episode to the man that put fear into Halloween. Today's video is going to consist of Michael Myers facts. I have some notes behind me that someone helped me make, and we are going to spend the entire video today talking about the man, the myth, the legend, the guy who inspired so many scary movies, Michael Myers. And I have a treat in store for you as well. You could probably tell by the thumbnail, but in today's video we are going to be wearing a Michael Myers mask while doing this. Hopefully the sounds turn out really good. I hope you enjoy it. I thought this was a fun type of video to hopefully relax you. I figured it was fit for Halloween night, so I hope you enjoy the video. If you haven't subscribed already, I don't know what you're waiting for. There's only more and better content coming, and you not being subscribed hurts my feelings, and we don't want to hurt anybody's feelings. So, if you can, drop a like, leave a comment, subscribe if you have not, and as always, let's get into the video. Who is Michael Myers? Halloween's opening scene, in which the violent murder of Michael's older sister Judith plays out visually from Michael's perspective, made cinematic history. When the movie came out in 1978, it was unheard of to film a profoundly unsettling, graphic murder from the first perspective. It was unparalleled, though, as putting the audience in the shoes of a heartless murderer forced them to empathize with him. Yet, as bone-chilling as the scene was, it revealed others committed the murder that left moviegoers gasping. After the violent murder, the film pulls us out of Michael's perspective, and we see his parents discovered him, just 6 years old, wielding a butcher knife. No more than a child, it's hard to stomach the reality of what we were seeing. How could a child commit such an atrocious act? And for what reason? Michael is swiftly taken into custody and hospitalized in Warren County's Smith Grove Sanctuary, where he remains for the next 15 years. At this point, he escapes from the sanctuary and returns to his childhood home, the fictional town of Haddonfield, Illinois, and stalks Laurie Strode and her friends, picking them off one by one with his final confrontation with Laurie. Due to Michael's first kill being at such a young age, followed by hospitalization for most of his life, we don't get any insight to his mental state or personality. He also doesn't speak. He seems to have one motivation in life, and that's to kill for any reason. Due to the elusive nature of his character, many people refer to Michael as the Shape in canon, more being of pure evil than an actual person. Most would describe Michael as a boogeyman with no real identity beyond that. This is kind of creepy. Why does Michael wear a mask? Much like the myths surrounding Michael Myers, the reason behind the mask is not entirely clear. Michael is designed to be a mystery, and even Halloween director John Carpenter has left much of the whys behind Michael's character unanswered. So the reasoning behind Michael's mask can be looked at in two ways. The first First is natural discomfort people feel when they encounter someone in a mask. People often associate masks with fear, and it is because they play on the inherent fear of the unknown. A mask is usually designed to mimic human facial expressions, but they are emotionless and hide the truth of what's hid beneath them. Even if the mask is pleasant or beautiful, it can still be a little unsettling. For that reason, mask killers in horror films become a staple. Concealing the identity of a person makes them even more terrifying. Right? The second reason Michael may wear a mask is a bit more personal. Michael was designed to be the shape. He is for narrative purposes, not human. As far as we know, Michael does not even see himself as a human, described as the embodiment of evil by Lori and many other residents of Haddonfield. Michael was wearing a mask to cover the person he used to be. Makes a lot of sense. He loses any sense of the identity he was given at birth, and instead, the mask becomes the identity. This may be why he has such a violent reaction to losing the mask. For example, in Halloween, the 2018 film, two true crime podcasters visit the sanctuary before he escapes. They manage to take the mask and hunt him in hopes to get him to talk. He later tracks them down and brutally murders them and reclaims the mask before doing anything else. Facts about Michael Myers. Michael Myers' original name was The Shape. Although not talked about often, any fan of the Halloween series will know that Michael Myers' name in the original Halloween movies was referred to as The Shape. It isn't often mentioned, but it is still a name that remains synonymous with the character and the way he moves and dresses. Number 2. Myers is based off Carpenter's actual visit to a mental institution. One of the key components of Michael Myers was how he was a murderer when he was just a kid, killing his sister Judith Myers in cold blood. This resulted in the character being put within Smith Grove's sanctuary. These aspects of the character are thanks to Carpenter's real-life class trip to a mental institution in Kentucky. One particular person that struck a chord with him was a young 12-year-old boy who gave him one of the most evil stares he has ever seen, thus establishing some backstories to the killer. Number 3. Myers usually does not speak because he is the embodiment of evil. Aside from being the Shape, Michael Myers' silent persona has mythology behind it. Although there are film times that has had the character speak, such as the Rob Zombie movies. The viewers only hear his deep breathing. This is because Carpenter and his team really wanted the character to be the embodiment of evil. He's more like a zombie than an actual person, and giving him the ability to speak would take away the perfect horror facade. Number four. In the continuity where Halloween 4 through 6 is a thing, Michael Myers ended up being a father, although it was more or less out of his own personal volition, but through other means. Thanks to the Cult of Thorns, Michael Myers directly raped his 15-year-old niece, which resulted in the birth of Stephen Lloyd. This little factoid only appeared in the producer's cut of Halloween, The Curse of Michael Myers, but it was a moment that stuck around a while, making it one of the most bizarre things to ever happen in the series. Number five. He is not supposed to be supernatural. Unlike what one continuity would have the character say, let alone the inhuman amount of damage that Michael Myers can seemingly have, he isn't supposed to be supernatural. According to Carpenter and his team, he is supposed to be an unknown variable, a kind of character that might be more than human. He might be supernatural, and he might even be a complete monster. But the point is that they want to make the character be unknown, which increases how dangerous he can actually be. Number 6. Multiple actors played Myers in the original movie. It isn't a strange phenomenon for characters to be played by different people. In action films, characters are often played by both the actor and the stunt double, with the latter being used in a way for the main characters to not get injured. Meanwhile, horror villains have often been played by multiple actors in the past, like Jason Voorhees. Those are six random facts about Michael Myers. And while you're out trick-or-treating on Halloween, be very careful that you don't see someone standing watching you.